U.S. President Donald Trump criticized Bad Bunny's performance at the Super Bowl with a post on his own social media platform saying, quote, "The Super Bowl halftime show is absolutely terrible, one of the worst ever. It makes no sense, is an affront to the greatness of America, and doesn't represent our standards of success, creativity, or excellence." Well, joining me in the studio for more on this is our reporter, Jules Giesler, who watched that halftime show. Jules, why has this show proved so controversial for U.S. President Donald Trump and his supporters?
First of all, Trump announced 4 months ago when the NFL said Bad Bunny is going to be the artist performing the halftime show. Trump said, "I don't even know who that guy is." So he even refused to acknowledge that he exists. Then ahead of the Super Bowl, Bad Bunny came out with an ad saying in Spanish, all in Spanish, announcing to the people watching, you got 4 months in total to learn Spanish and to learn what I'm just saying and to understand my lyrics. And then even Duolingo, the language platform, reacted to this and organized an all-Spanish course just based on him and his lyrics. So among MAGA supporters, this caused a massive outcry because they called it un-American. They said it cannot be that an artist is refusing to sing in English and have an all-Spanish program. They said this cannot be. And they then even, Turning Point USA, the MAGA-friendly organization, organized a counter-event with headliner Kid Rock, calling it the All-American Halftime Show. And Trump then announced he would watch this one instead. So Bad Bunny has been very vocal about criticizing ICE and the crackdown on immigrant communities. And he also refused to do a concert on his world tour in the United States because he was afraid that ICE would actually arrest some of his supporters.
So there's quite a backstory here on that. Even before the event, rumors were circulating that this halftime show could be the most political ever in the history of the NFL. Tell us more about the content of the performance and the symbolism of it.
It was a show. This is all I can say. I've watched the 13 minutes and they went by like that, to be honest. We could first see him walking through the sugarcane fields with people displaying workers on the side with the traditional pava, the traditional hat workers are wearing in Puerto Rico when they are working on the fields. And he came out saying, "I'm Benito Antonio Martinez Ocasio, and I'm performing here at the Super Bowl halftime show because I stayed true to myself. And I always believed in myself, and I want you to do the same." So he really spoke to a Latin community out there. What was also shown then when he handed over his Grammy to a young child, and then people have been rumouring about it could be seen as him as a child dreaming of this moment, or more like showing this to a new generation of Latinos now growing up with a different understanding and self-identity so that they could actually win these prizes. So we saw him waving the Puerto Rican flag, what is a symbol in itself, because it has been forbidden and illegal between 1948 and 1952. So people were actually murdered and arrested over showing the flag. So this in itself is a big symbol. And then him at the end saying, "God bless America," and calling all the countries and say, like, we stand together and the only thing that is stronger than hate is love.
Jules, thank you very much. Jules Giesler, our reporter.